Hey there, this is Rick. I hope you're having a great day. In today's video, I'm going to be trying to make some keto ramen noodles. Now, I was watching a video the other day by a YouTube friend of mine called Steve from Steve's Kitchen. You may have heard of him. And right now, Steve and his wife Michelle are living over in Japan, and they're making some cracking little videos all about Japanese life and Japanese cuisine. Now, the other day I was watching one of Steve's videos, and he was doing a bit of a showdown between different types of ramen noodles. And all the time I was watching it, I was getting hungrier and hungrier, and I really fancied some ramen noodles. Now, unfortunately, I'm doing keto. I'm on a ketogenic lifestyle. It's not even a diet. I'm on this full time these days. And unfortunately, ramen is quite high in the carbohydrates. So I sort of started thinking, well, can I come up with a keto equivalent, an ultra low carbohydrate equivalent for ramen noodles, because I really fancied some. And so I went away, did a bit of head scratching, and this is what I come up with. So these are the ingredients I came up with. Now, first of all, we needed to bear in mind that noodles are made of wheat, they're high carbohydrate, and I can't eat them. So I came up with this, or I managed to find this. This is called courgette. And it's basically a courgette, which I think in America you guys call zucchini, which has been shredded up into noodles. As far as carbohydrates go, it's about 2 grams per 100 grams of product. This is a 300 gram bag. I'm going to be using just under a third of the bag, which means you're looking at just under 2 grams of carbohydrates. For the soup base, I do believe ramen is based on a miso soup. So I managed to find this stuff. This is called Miso Easy by Itsu Eat Beautiful. And what this is little sachets of miso soup. Now, each sachet is a base. You just add hot water to it, and each one of these sachets is only 2 grams of carbohydrates. Now, I want to add a little bit more than just miso soup. I want to rich up that miso soup base to make it a little bit more punchy. So I've got something called togarashi spiced blend. This is a pre-blended bunch of herbs. I do believe this is a standard mix that you can get anywhere. And as far as carbohydrates go, I don't think you need to count them because they're purely spices and herbs. I do believe it's extremely hot, so I'm not going to be putting too much in it, maybe just like half a teaspoon into a single portion. But we'll see. I might sort of add more if it needs it. Now, I wanted to add further to the flavouring, and I thought it might be a good idea if I were to get hold of one of those little packets of noodles. A lot of supermarkets sell these really cheap packs of noodles, and what you get is a block of noodles and a little packet or a little sachet of flavourings. And I thought if I could get hold of one of those sachets of flavourings, maybe just use a half of one and add that to the soup base, I reckon that'll give it a much greater bunch of flavours and a much more of a kick. And I looked everywhere to see whether I could buy these little sachets of flavourings, and I couldn't find them anywhere. But because these little blocks of noodles are so cheap, I thought, well, I might as well just buy a block of noodles with the sachet, throw the noodles away, but just use the flavourings. And in my local supermarket, I managed to pick up wasn't quite the block of noodles arrangement. I couldn't find that in the particular supermarket I went to, but I did find these, and these are called Naked Noodle. It's sort of like a cup of soup type arrangement, and if you were to consume this packet made up, you're looking at 16 grams of carbs, which is way too much. But I'm thinking if I were to run this through a sieve, I can get rid of the noodles, which are going to be making up the majority of the carbohydrates in this. If I can just save the flavourings, and then I'll probably only use half the flavourings, but then add that to the soup base, it's probably only going to be a couple of grams of carbohydrates, if that. So I'm going to attempt that. Now also I'm going to be using something called bonito flakes, and these have 0 carbohydrates in them, and they're just little flakes of shipjack tuna. And again, hopefully that's just going to add a little bit more flavour, a little bit more texture as well, and hopefully make it more interesting. So let's start throwing these ingredients together and see what we come up with. Right, we're going to take a bowl. I'm going to take these noodles, open them up, and see whether we can get the seasoning out of them and not the noodles. So I think that's about as much as we're going to get. So they can go in the bin because I'm not using those. Okay, so there is the seasoning from those noodles. I'm going to use probably less than half of that. I just want to add a little bit of flavour because I'm only going to be making one portion. So first of all, I'm going to make up the miso soup, and we're just going to basically put this concentrate into the bowl here. And I'm going to add to that a mugful of water. I'm going to do that, obviously hot water. Right, there we go. And I can tell you straight away that really smells good. Okay, so let's whack in a few other ingredients. Let me get some scissors. I'm going to throw in a few bonito flakes. I've never used these this size before, so I'm not entirely sure how many to put in, but I'll just chuck in, I don't know, a small little measurement of them. That's interesting, they sort of dissolve down to nothing. Very little. Oh, they smell strong and smoked, they're lovely. Okay, so a few bonito flakes. I'm going to throw in some of this togarashi spice blend. So I'm going to be a little bit cautious. I'm going to go for about just sort of that much on a teaspoon. Where are you? There you go. So I'm kind of going to go for about that amount. I'm hoping that's not going to be too much, but if it isn't, then I can always add more. And then also I'm going to add in some of this spice. I'm just going to go for a heaped teaspoon. That's all I'm going to go for. Just enough to give it a little bit of a little bit more flavour than just the miso sauce on its own. And then of course we need to add the courgette. I'll tell you what, that smells incredible. That smells so good. So I'm going to just throw in about a third of this bag. It's about 100 grams of courgette. There we go. And so basically what we've got there is some noodles in a soup base. So let's get that in the microwave, probably for a minute or maybe two, just to cook down the courgette as well. And we'll see what we come up with. So there we go, straight out of the microwave, and it's thickened up a little bit actually, which is good. That will be from the spices I pulled out of the those noodles, and it smells absolutely amazing. So now I guess we need to taste it and see what it's like. I've decanted it into a proper bowl because I was trying to hold that bowl up and it was just too hot and I couldn't do it. Let's give it a go. So wow, that's really nice. That's so flavoursome. It's absolutely screaming of flavour. Got a bit of heat as well from the togarashi. I'll learn how to pronounce that one day. Togarashi spice blend. It's not overpowering. It's just a little bit of heat. I could have actually put more in if I wanted. The courgette is quite a nice little texture actually as well. Apparently you're supposed to make lots of noises when you're in Japan eating this stuff. Still very, very hot, so I'm sort of trying to be careful not to burn my mouth. But let's try some of these bonito flakes as well. I can definitely say that is satisfying my ramen noodle craving. So I would highly recommend this. Let's try a spoon for the soup on its own. Loads and loads of flavour there. Really punchy. I can actually see little bits of chili floating around on the top. Oh, that is really, really enjoyable. Yep. Wow. Okay, I would like to think that is a success. So there's keto ramen noodles. In total, I'm guessing about 5 or 6 grams of carbohydrates in this one serving I've got here. So I would have to say a definite thumbs up. Really, really tasty. Definitely satisfied my craving to have ramen noodles. Obviously it's not the real deal, but it's a keto equivalent, and it's incredibly tasty. My mouth is absolutely even now I've got all these flavors going on. Got, like I say, got a little bit of heat as well from that togarashi spiced blend, and the whole bowl here I would say is no more than about 6 grams of carbohydrates, might be even less than that. But really happy with that, and I should be eating that probably quite a lot in the future. So there we go, that was my attempt at making some keto ramen noodles. I hope they were useful to someone. Thank you, Steve, for the inspiration. If you don't know Steve, go and check out Steve's channel. I'll leave a link below. It's called Steve's Kitchen, and it's a really cracking little channel. And right now, like I say, he's been doing these Japan-based videos, which I found really, really fascinating and really enjoyable to watch, and I think some of you guys may also enjoy them too. So if you go over to his channel, check it out. Do say hi from me as well, and that's it from me. So thanks for watching, have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.